On this peaceful Sunday morning, the fourth day of this new year, hearts come together in gratitude. Before asking for anything, before planning the day ahead, this moment is set apart to simply say thank you. Thank you for the gift of a new morning, for breath in our lungs, for light that gently breaks through the darkness, and for the privilege of seeing another day in this brand new year. Thank you for carrying us through the days and nights that are now behind us. Some days were filled with joy, others with lessons, and some with silent battles known only to you. Yet through every season, grace was present. Strength was given when strength felt impossible. Hope was renewed even when the path felt uncertain. Today, gratitude rises not only for the blessings clearly seen, but also for the protection, guidance, and mercy that worked quietly in the background. Thank you for life itself. Thank you for family, for loved ones, for friendships that bring comfort and encouragement. Thank you for food on the table, a place to rest, and the opportunities that await in this new year. Even when life feels incomplete, even when prayers seem unanswered, there is still so much to be thankful for. Gratitude opens our eyes to recognize that we are never alone and never forgotten. As this new year unfolds, we pause to acknowledge that every step forward is possible only through divine grace. Thank you for opening doors that no one else could open, and for closing doors that would have led to harm. Thank for wisdom that corrects our direction and patience that teaches us to trust the process. This morning, we choose to begin the year not with complaints or fear, but with thanksgiving and surrender. On this Sunday, a day of rest and reflection, hearts are refreshed in your presence. Let gratitude become a daily habit, not just a spoken prayer. Let thankful hearts remain steady even during challenges. Teach us to appreciate small victories, quiet moments, and unseen miracles. Let gratitude shape our words, our actions, and our attitudes throughout this year. Thank you for forgiveness that brings peace to the soul and mercy that renews us each morning. Thank you for not giving up on us when we fall short. Thank you for second chances, fresh starts, and new beginnings that this year reap our essence. As January unfolds, may gratitude guide our decisions and humility lead our steps. Today, we dedicate this year with thankful hearts. May every success give rise to praise, and every challenge become an opportunity to grow in faith. May gratitude remind us that even in waiting seasons, purpose is still at work. May this year be marked by thankful living, generous love, and unwavering trust. As this prayer rises on the morning of January 4th, peace settles over every heart listening. Thank you for hearing every unspoken word and understanding every silent need. With grateful hearts, this day and this year are placed in your hands, trusting that what lies ahead is covered by grace, guided by wisdom, and filled with purpose. Amen. As this new year begins, the very first response of the heart is gratitude. Before requests are spoken, before plans are made, before worries rise about what lies ahead, thanksgiving takes its rightful place. This moment is a reminder that life itself is a gift, and that every new beginning starts best with a thankful heart. On this morning, the focus is not on what is missing, but on what has already been given. The simple act of waking up, breathing freely, and seeing the light of a new day is enough reason to pause and give thanks. Gratitude realigns the soul. It shifts attention away from fear and uncertainty and places it on trust and peace. When gratitude comes first, the heart softens and becomes ready to receive guidance. This new year does not begin with demands or expectations, but with humility and appreciation. There is we're in acknowledging that every step taken so far was not walked alone. That strength appeared in moments of weakness, and that help arrived even when it was not fully recognized at the time. Thankfulness before asking is an act of faith. It declares that what has already been done is enough to trust what is yet to come. It recognizes that blessings are not only found in success, but also in action, delays, and redirections. Some prayers from the past year were answered clearly, others were answered differently, and some are still unfolding. Gratitude embraces all of it, believing that purpose is at work even when understanding is incomplete. This approach to prayer teaches patience and surrender. It reminds the heart that life is not controlled by personal effort alone. Gratitude B. Comes a declaration that provision, guidance, and peace do not come from striving, but from grace. By thanking first, the soul acknowledges dependence and lets go of the pressure to control every outcome. This is how peace settles in at the start of the year. Beginning the year with gratitude also sets the tone for the days ahead. When thanksgiving leads, complaining loses its grip. When appreciation fills the heart, bitterness has no room to grow. Gratitude sharpens spiritual awareness, allowing small blessings to be noticed instead of overlooked. A quiet morning, a kind word, a moment of rest, or even the strength to keep going becomes a reason to be thankful. As this year unfolds, choosing gratitude first becomes a daily discipline. It trains the heart to respond with praise instead. Panic, trust instead of fear, and hope instead of doubt. Thankfulness becomes the foundation upon which prayers are built, decisions are made, and challenges are faced. This is not gratitude based on circumstances, but gratitude rooted in faith. On this New Year morning, gratitude rises as the first offering. It is spoken with sincerity, carried with humility, and held with confidence. Before asking for direction, provision, healing, or breakthroughs, the heart pauses to say thank you. This simple yet powerful beginning invites peace, strengthens faith, and prepares the way for everything that lies ahead in this new year. Gratitude flows naturally when the heart takes time to reflect on life, breath, protection, and the many blessings that often go unnoticed. Every breath drawn is a reminder that life continues by grace. The rhythm of breathing through the night, the strength to rise in the morning, and the ability to move, speak, and think are gifts that are easy to overlook but impossible to replace. On this morning, thanksgiving rises for the simple yet profound miracle of being alive. There is gratitude for protection that has surrounded every step, even when danger was you. Many moments could have ended differently, yet mercy stood guard. Some storms were diverted, some harm never reached its target, and some battles were won without awareness. Protection is not always loud or visible, but it is constant and faithful. Today, the heart gives thanks, not only for what was survived, but for what never happened. Blessings are not limited to material things. Peace during restless nights, comfort during quiet tears, and strength during overwhelming days are gifts beyond measure. Gratitude rises for inner resilience that appeared when giving up felt easier, and for calm that arrived without explanation. Even in uncertainty, there were moments of reassurance that everything would be okay. These unseen blessings carried the heart through more than it realizes. Thankfulness also extends to provision. Food, shelter, clothing, and daily needs were met in ways both expected and unexpected. Sometimes provision came through work and effort, sometimes through the kindness of others, and sometimes through doors opening at just the right moment. Even in seasons of waiting or lack, there was enough to sustain each day. Gratitude acknowledges that every provision, big or small, is a sign of care and faithfulness. There is gratitude for emotional and spiritual protection as well. The mind was kept from breaking under pressure, the heart was guarded from despair, and hope was preserved even when circumstances felt heavy. Healing may not have been instant, but strength to endure was always present. This kind of protection often goes uncelebrated, yet it is on of the greatest blessings of all. Thankfulness grows deeper when recognizing that not every blessing arrives wrapped in comfort. Some blessings come disguised as delays, closed doors, or unanswered prayers. What once felt like disappointment later revealed itself as protection. Gratitude looks back and realizes that being kept from certain paths was an act of love. Even now, there is appreciati on for wisdom that redirected steps and shielded the heart from harm. As this new year continues, gratitude for life, breath, protection, and unseen blessings becomes a daily awareness. It teaches the heart to notice grace in ordinary moments and to trust that care extends beyond what the eyes can see. Thankfulness transforms perspective, reminding us that we are sustained, protected, and surrounded by blessings far greater than we could ever count. Gratitude deepens when the past is viewed not only through the lens of success, but also through challenges and lessons that shaped the heart. The previous days were not always easy, yet each difficulty carried purpose. Some seasons tested patience, some stretched faith, and some revealed strength that was never known to exist before. Toda. Why? Thankfulness rises for every challenge that refined character and taught endurance. There is gratitude for lessons learned through moments of struggle. Mistakes became teachers, delays built wisdom, and disappointments clarified direction. What once felt confusing now stands as evidence of growth. Each obstacle forced reflection, correction, and dependence on grace rather than self-reliance. Thankfulness acknowledges that growth rarely comes from comfort, but from perseverance through adversity. Guidance was present even when the path seemed unclear. Decisions were made with limited understanding, yet unseen direction gently corrected each step. When the wrong turns were taken, mercy redirected the journey. Doors closed that would have led to harm, and new paths opened at the right time. Gratitude recognizes that not being allowed to move forward was sometimes the greatest form of guidance. There is also gratitude for the strength received in moments when giving up felt close. Challenges that seemed impossible were met with unexpected resilience. Each day survived became proof that endurance was greater than fear. Even when answers did not come immediately, peace arrived in small measures, just enough to keep moving forward. This strength was not self-produced, but given at the exact moment it was needed. Looking back, it becomes clear that guidance often came quietly. It appeared through wise counsel, inner conviction, and moments of stillness. Sometimes it came through discomfort that pushed change and growth. Gratitude rises for every moment that prevented stagnation and encouraged progress, even when the process felt uncomfortable. There is thankfulness for restoration that followed hardship. Wounds began to heal, clarity replaced confusion, and hope slowly returned. What was lost made room for something new. Even when restoration did not come in the expected form, it arrived in ways that brought peace and maturity. Gratitude embraces the understanding that healing is a journey, and every step forward matters. As this new year unfolds, reflecting on past challenges transforms regret into appreciation. Nothing was wasted. Every lesson contributed to wisdom, and every trial strengthened faith. Gratitude declares that the past no longer holds pain alone, but purpose. It acknowledges that guidance was present through every season, shaping the heart for what lies ahead with greater trust, courage, and humility. As this new year unfolds, a deliberate choice is made to embrace gratitude instead of fear, worry, and constant complaints. Fear often tries to predict the worst before it happens, while worry steals peace from the present moment. Complaints focus attention on what is lacking rather than what is already provided. Gratitude, however, shifts the heart toward trust and steadiness, allowing the mind to rest even when the future feels uncertain. Fear loses its power when gratitude takes the lead. A thankful heart remembers past faithfulness and draws confidence from it. When the mind begins to imagine difficulties ahead, gratitude gently redirects attention to the countless times help arrived right on time. This remembrance buoy LDS courage, reminding the heart that challenges may come, but they do not come alone. Gratitude anchors emotions, keeping them from being overwhelmed by uncertainty. Worry often disguises itself as responsibility, but it rarely produces solutions. Gratitude interrupts this cycle by grounding thoughts in the present. It reminds the heart that today is a gift, not a burden, instead of being consumed by what might happen. Gratitude focuses on what is happening now, breathing peace into anxious moments. This practice does not deny problems, it simply refuses to let them dominate the heart. Complaints may feel justified, especially when life does not meet expectations. Yet complaining drains strength and clouds perspective. Gratitude restores clarity by acknowledging progress instead of perfection. It recognizes effort, growth, and small victories that might otherwise go unnoticed. Choosing gratitude does not mean ignoring hardship. It means refusing to let hardship define the entire experience. In 2026, gratitude becomes a daily decision rather than an occasional emotion. It is chosen in the morning before the demands of the day begin and renewed when circumstances become challenging. This choice trains the heart to respond differently. Instead of reacting with frustration, gratitude responds with patience. Instead of despair, it cultivates hope. Over time, this mindset reshapes emotional and spiritual resilience. Gratitude also transforms conversations and relationships. Words become more encouraging, attitudes more understanding, and interactions more peaceful. When gratitude fills the heart, it overflows into actions, creating an environment where fear and negativity have less room to grow. This change begins internally but extends outward, influencing every area of life. Choosing gratitude in the face of uncertainty is an act of faith. It declares trust beyond what can be seen or predicted. Even when answers are delayed, gratitude remains steady, believing that purpose is unfolding. As this year progresses, this choice becomes a powerful habit, guarding the heart from unnecessary stress and strengthening confidence in the days ahead. Trusting the new year and dedicating every step ahead, begins with surrender. It is the quiet acknowledgement that the future is not fully known, yet it is safely held. Rather than carrying the weight of every decision alone, the heart releases control and places each plan, goal, and desire into hands far wiser than its own. This act of trust brings relief, allowing the soul to move forward without fear of failure or uncertainty. Dedicating the year inviting guidance into every area of life. It is not limited to moments of prayer alone, but extended into daily choices, relationships, work, and rest. Each step is offered with humility, trusting that direction will be given at the right time. When clarity is absent, patience is practiced. When answers seem delayed, faith fills the gap. Trust grows stronger through consistency rather than certainty. This trust is not blind optimism, it is rooted in remembrance. Looking back reveals countless moments when provision arrived unexpectedly and direction appeared just when it was needed. Remembering these moments builds confidence to face the unknown. Trusting the year ahead becomes easier when the past confirms that care has always been present. Every challenge survived strengthens the bell. That future challenges will also be met with grace. Dedicating every step ahead also involves aligning desires with purpose. Some plans may change, some dreams may evolve, and some paths may close. Trust accepts these changes without resentment, believing that redirection is often protection. Instead of resisting change, the heart remains open to growth. This posture of surrender allows peace to replace frustration when things do not unfold as expected. Trust also brings freedom from comparison and pressure. Each journey is unique, and progress does not need to match anyone else's timeline. Dedicating the year means walking confidently in one's own path, trusting that every step, whether fast or slow, is meaningful. This freedom encourages contentment and patience, even during seasons of waiting. As the year progresses, trust becomes a daily renewal rather than a one-time decision. It is practiced in small choices, quiet prayers, and moments of uncertainty. Each morning becomes an opportunity to recommit the day ahead. This consistency strengthens faith and deepens peace. Dedicating the year in trust creates a foundation of stability. It allows hope to remain steady during and courage to rise during challenge. As each step is placed forward, confidence grows that the path ahead is guided, purposeful, and filled with grace. Living daily with a grateful heart, faith, and humility is a lifelong practice that transforms the ordinary into something meaningful. Gratitude begins each day by recognizing that life itself is a gift, not an entitlement. When the heart wakes with thankfulness, the mind becomes more attentive to grace throughout the day. Simple moments, often overlooked, begin to carry deeper significance and quiet joy. Faith gives strength to gratitude, allowing it to remain steady regardless of circumstances. When situations change or plans fall apart, faith holds the heart firm. It reminds the soul that trust is not based on visible outcomes alone, but on assurance that purpose is always at work. Faith nurtures patience, encouraging persistence even when progress seems slow. It allows hope to remain alive even during seasons of waiting. Humility keeps gratitude sincere and grounded. It recognizes that achievements are not accomplished alone, and that help is often received through unseen means. Humility teaches appreciation for every opportunity and respect for every person encountered. It softens pride and opens the heart to learn, grow, and receive guidance. When humility leads, gratitude flows naturally, and faith remains balanced. Living with these values daily reshapes behavior and perspective. Gratitude influences how challenges are faced. Faith guides how decisions are made, and humility shapes how others are treated. Together, they create a life marked by peace and contentment. Even during difficulty, the heart remains steady, finding strength and trust rather than control. This way of living also impacts relationships. Gratitude fosters kindness, faith builds understanding, and humility encourages compassion. Words become gentler, actions more thoughtful, and responses more patient. This inner transformation extends outward, creating harmony and encouraging unity. As each day unfolds, choosing gratitude, faith, and humility becomes a conscious commitment. It is renewed in moments of reflection and strengthened through experience. Over time, this practice forms a resilient spirit that remains calm in uncertainty and confident in hope. Living this way is not about perfection, but about sincerity and growth. It is a journey that continues to unfold, guided by trust and strengthened by grace.